So you've learned how to code. You went through a boot camp, you did self-taught, you did free code camp, whatever it was. You learned how to code, but you cannot find your first software developer position. You're scrolling YouTube, you're scrolling Facebook, Instagram, and you keep seeing freelancer. And then you land on this page and you see $10,000 in 1 week. Your ears perk up. You get real excited. You think to yourself, this is it. I'll be a freelancer. This is the move. I want to make $10,000 in 1 week being a freelancer. Sounds great. I'm here to tell you, it's not for everyone. Not everyone is cut out to be a business owner. Not everyone is cut out to start a business. There is a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and it is an emotional roller coaster. My name's Will, aka the Tech Dad. I am a boot camp graduate that was unable to secure a full-time position as a software developer. I had self-taught for about 1.5 years and then went through a boot camp. I had bills to pay and a family to take care of, and I started my own freelancer's business, Tech Dad Media, and I have found some success in this. But I'm here to tell you about the roller coaster ride of building your business. So let's get into all the things that people do not talk about when building a freelance business. They want to tell you all the pretty things, all the good things, sleep in, make lots of money, work for yourself. All these things are great, but there's a lot of stuff people don't tell you. So today I'm going to share with you some things that might change your mind about being a freelancer. Make sure you stay to the end because the last one is probably the most important one. Now let's get into it. First up, we got the feast or famine cycle. Now this is true for all business owners, all new businesses. Some months you're feasting like a king. You got all kinds of extra money. All the bills are paid. You put money up into investments. It's really, really good. And then the next month, you were eating ramen noodles multiple times a week. This is a problem for a lot of business owners, especially when you go out on your own and try to do it yourself. And as a freelancer, that's essentially what you are. You are a one-man business. No more steady paychecks. Now, you can go get subscription services from people, and that can work out for you. However, it's up and down. They can quit at any time. They can pause their subscription at any time. You might not sell no new ones. You never know. It's feast or famine all the time, up and down, money, no money, back and forth. With a real W-2 job, you will have a steady paycheck, which alleviates that stress because you can budget out a lot better because you know how much money's coming in. As a freelancer, you can't really budget because you don't know what's coming. So you just have to be in conserve mode all the time until you build up a few months worth of bills, put it in investments and let it build the interest. Pull it out as you need it. That's what I do. Next up, we got clients from hell. You think your boss is bad? You think it's difficult working for someone else? Wait till you get a client that wants everything done for free. They always need something, and scope creep. That means that they always want another feature for nothing. They don't understand how difficult it is to implement some things and how much money that's actually going to cost. And they want you to do it for free or super low cost. Or they want 100 revisions because they're just never happy with nothing. My advice for that is if they are proven to be too difficult, get rid of them. Qualify your customers and don't deal with the nonsense. People will pay more money and have less issues if you're a good freelancer. Working for yourself doesn't mean you don't have a boss. It just means that you have to convince other people to put their money in your pocket, and that means you have to jump through their hoops sometimes. In the beginning, you accept anything and all issues because you're trying to get money, you're trying to get your brand built, you're trying to get referrals and things like that, which is something that I did. However, as you start to get bigger and deal with better clients, you start to realize that you want to qualify your customers and not deal with all the extra nonsense because it's just not worth it. You start to deal with late payments, people not wanting to pay, all these other issues, and it's normal. And you want to be nice to these people. You want to help them out a little bit, but you also have to remember that we are running a business and that we need to take care of our family too. So you can be nice and understanding and have empathy, but at some point you have to understand that this is a business and it has to be ran as a business in order for you to get through. Now, I'm not saying be mean or don't work with people, but ultimately this is a business. I can only do so much before I'm actually taking food out of my family's mouth. Next up, we got working from home. Now, working from home or anywhere you want sounds wonderful. And most days, honestly, it is pretty good to be able to work from home or work from wherever. You guys want to go somewhere, we can just take my laptop. I can still do the work I need to do from anywhere in the world. We just moved to a different state and I'm still able to work with my clients and there's no issues. It's all virtual, which is really nice. But then there's also the fact that you're in your house by yourself all the time. And while some days that's cool, other days it can get really lonely. Just sitting here, grinding it out by yourself, no one to talk to, not seeing the sun, not touching grass. So make sure that you're going outside and doing things, you're talking to people, because I know I fall into the trap of not leaving my house for weeks on end, just working on the business. And while that's good, you still got to have social connection, networking with people, talking to people. It can get really lonely. People don't talk about that enough. Working from home is really nice, but I think I'd prefer hybrid work. Sometimes in the office, sometimes not. Next up, you got to learn marketing. And this is changed my business dramatically because now I offer new services because you have to be able to market your business. And marketing is just having people know that you exist. Because right now, if you're just starting or you haven't started yet, nobody even knows that you exist. You have to be able to get your face out there, get your business out there, your logo, and you got to learn about marketing. And when I stepped into this was something that I didn't realize as much as I do now. Like, I knew that I had to get people to get eyes on it, but I didn't realize how much work that actually involved to do marketing for your own business. And I've learned so much. Alex Hormozy has been on my YouTube timeline a lot with sales and marketing, which is cool because now I've learned a new skill that I can offer to my clients because I understand marketing a lot more and I understand paid ads and Google ads. So there is a silver lining to all this, but it is a skill you need. You need people to know you're there, and you're going to have to market your business. If you find a way not to have to market your business and just find clients all the time, please let me know in the comments. I'd like to know. Next, project management skills. Now, when you're working with one client at a time and it's a simple, basic website, easy enough, right? But when you have several projects going on at once and different varying degrees of difficulty, that was a mouthful, you're going to have to learn how to manage all these projects. So being a project manager becomes part of the job description, which is kind of an easy transition for me because I come from operations director background in healthcare. I understand a little bit about keeping things organized and running multiple different projects at once, but it can be overwhelming and difficult. So make sure that you're ready for that. Next up, we got taxes. Now, this is good and bad, right? Because as a solarpreneur, I don't know how to say it, solarpreneur or something like that, you can write off a lot of your software, your equipment, and things like that. So you can lower your tax bill if you do it right. But ultimately, you have to learn about tax. And I am by no means giving any tax advice, but you do have to learn how to do your taxes correctly so you don't get audited by the IRS or whatever country you're in. Make sure you're tracking your money and you're paying your taxes. Contracts is something I wasn't doing in the beginning, and I don't always do them still because I'm working with a lot of referrals. But it's definitely good to have. I have contracts ready to go for people, and when you're dealing with those difficult customers like we talked about before, contracts are so important to have. So you kind of got to learn how to be a lawyer. But thank God for AI. It can help you with a lot of these things. And there's lots of free resources on YouTube. I am not giving any legal advice. Let's make this very clear. But look into contracts with your businesses, especially on subscription basis, and make sure you understand the legalities of running your business. Next up, you got the constant hustle. Now, you like to think you're working for yourself, but which you are, but also like you eat what you kill when you're working for yourself, which means that you are always on the grind all the time. I'm working at an angle of how can I get more money? If I'm at the grocery store, if I'm at church, wherever, I'm working at an angle on my business. So you're kind of always on if you're really taking this seriously and you're trying to build your business. Now, granted, you can have blocks of times when you get I mean, you can do whatever you want ultimately, but for me personally, I want to build a successful business. So I am always on. There is no clocking out. It could be 11 o'clock at night. And if somebody reaches out, I'm going to respond, or if I have an idea, I'm going to work through it. Just always on. No more 9 to 5, 8 to 4. There's none of that going on. If you're trying to build your own business, you got to be on all the time, working all the time. And I seen a quote somewhere, a meme or something, and it said that an entrepreneur is the only person who's willing to work 80 hours a week just so they don't have to work 40 hours a week. And I laugh because it's so true. I'm willing to work all the time just so I don't have to go work for somebody else. As your business gets bigger and your income gets better, you could probably scale back a little bit and take your foot off the gas a little bit. However, it depends on what your goals are. So figure out what you want. Me personally, I'm on all the time. Let's go. Next up, we got the lack of benefits. No health insurance, no PTO, no sick time, none of that. Like I said before, you eat what you kill, and that means that you can only make what you work for. And that can be difficult for people, especially with a family, especially if you're the sole provider for your family and you need the benefits or whatnot. That can be a tough one. Now, I know that there's workarounds and there's lots of other stuff out there to get benefits, but there's just no benefits, right? You get no 401k match. You get no sick time, vacation, PTO, none of that. But you get to keep all the profits. So maybe you can pay yourself PTO later on when you're making better money. Now, this one's a big one. This one is the roller coaster of mental emotions. And what I mean is that for most of us, we're going to go through the process of ups and downs mentally. Like 1 minute, like I'm doing this, I'm killing it, I'm making great money, things are great, this is going to work, yada, yada, yada. And then the next moment, you're all the way down and you're doubting yourself and your skills and if you can make this work or not. And I think this applies to everybody. We all go through these self-doubt times, and that's okay. It's normal. Just work through it. That's why I always stress discipline over motivation, because you're going to feel those feelings. But what you need to do is when you're feeling real down about yourself and you're feeling like it's not working, you need to get up and work on it anyways, because discipline does not care about your feelings. So make sure you're working toward it no matter how you feel. Try to stay level. Don't let the highs be too high or the lows be too low. Just stay steady. Stay working on it. Stay doing what you know you need to do. Now, freelancing is no get rich quick scheme. It takes a lot of work, a lot of effort. It is a real grind. It's not for everybody, and that's okay. But if you're serious about getting into freelancing and you have really tried some effort on your own and you need some help, you can reach out to me at the website below. And I offer mentorship for people that are serious about building their business to help you maybe avoid some of the obstacles I have came into and show you some tips and tricks that I've learned through building my own business. Just check out the website below. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and hit the little bell icon. Turn on the notifications for future videos. I think we're going to be back on a weekly upload schedule is the goal for now. Keep building your business. What's David Goggins say? Stay hard. Later.